Here's one of our other projects that I just purchased. This is a 1949 Farmall M. This has a loader on it. And we're going to be working on this a little bit. I just purchased this tractor. We're going to see how it works as a loader tractor. Maybe it's going to replace our Ford 4000 series. I don't know. We'll see. That's at least the plan for it, but I'm going to do some general maintenance on here. I did just purchase a brand new battery for it. So I just set that in. I haven't done anything with it yet. I do want to make sure that this is charging correctly. I think there were some issues on the alternator. We'll have to get the hood off of it and check on that. We're going to do some other just general maintenance stuff. I want to check all the fluids. I'm going to change the oil filter in here and do a few other general maintenance things. It does need a carburetor rebuild, I believe. It'll start and run just fine, but once it's up and running, you got to pull the choke to keep it running right. And it just sounds like that carb's gummed up, but it's been sitting for a while in a barn. I'm guessing that the fuel in it probably isn't very good, so we may end up draining the tank on that and putting some fresh fuel in to get this thing going the way it should be. That might even be the whole problem, but we're going to start with doing the oil filter. So the oil filter is actually right in here. It's a canister style filter. So what we're going to do first is there's a drain plug down at the bottom of it. We want to open that drain plug and drain out the oil that's in there. So then we can there's a top nut that's on that filter that's all the way up in there. It's going to be hard to see in the video here, but then we're also going to take the drain plug out down at the bottom of the oil pan here, and we're going to drain all the oil out, and we're going to get some fresh oil in that, because I don't know when the last time the oil was changed on this tractor. It's probably been a while. You can pretty much assume that these tractors, the oil hasn't been changed recently if it's black at all. So we're going to change it, do some maintenance here. Yeah, the oil coming out of that filter seems pretty black. We'll see what it looks like coming out of the pan. I definitely need it changed. Okay, we'll see if you guys can see in there now. I don't know if you can see down there our oil filter, the top of it there. It's behind this hydraulic hose right here. I don't know if you guys can see that in there, but we're going to take that off of there and see what we can do with that. I'm going to try to get this canister out of here. I'm sure it's going to, there it is, make a bit of a mess. See if I can get it to come out all in one. There it comes. Okay. So I don't know if you can see in the video here. This is our canister right here. That's an old one. So this is actually a case brand one. We're gonna replace that. We're gonna clean this out. We're gonna wipe all that out in there. But the other thing, and I don't know if you can see it or not, there is a gasket at the bottom of that runs around there, and those gaskets like to get pinched real easily, and that can cause a leak. And I know this was leaking around there. I'm definitely going to go in here and I'm going to try to clean up the base of this filter area, because that's where all the gunk lands. All the trash sits in there, and I want to try to get some of that out of there, because I don't want that going back into the engine. And then I'm also going to try to take something around, maybe a screwdriver or something around the edge of this to clean out that groove where the gasket's at. So that way when we put our fresh gasket in there, it's got a good place to sit and doesn't get crud in it. And hopefully we don't have any more issues with it leaking. But yeah, Luna, no, you don't need to. Luna's trying to check out what the old oil is. So I'm just going to take a small screwdriver and push some of the crud out of here. I'm going to go around this groove. Oh yeah, there's pieces of an old gasket in there. I'm going to go around that and try to clean that whole groove out of there. And I think if I shove a little bit of paper towel in there and just kind of push the paper towel around with the screwdriver, that works pretty well. I'll clean that groove out. Yeah, there we go. I don't know if you can see it from the video or not, but clean that groove out. There we go. That's much better. But the new filter that I'm using here, so this is a 1949 Farmall. I'm using an 1125. This is a Napa Gold. These are made by Wix. They're real good quality. I think the standard Wix ones are 51125. So if you guys have a Farmall M, now the earlier M's used a shorter style than this. I made sure that I was getting the right one. There's the old one, there's the new one. I made sure I was getting the right height before I purchased this, but I wanted to make sure that I had the right one going back in there. But anyhow, look in the box here. Oh, look at that. This did not come with a new O-ring gasket for the bottom of that. Great. Now what? Shoot. That's not good. I thought for sure it would have that gasket with it. That's not good at all. I bet you I don't have anything that's that size. Not thrilled about that. I'm just cleaning out the inside of this canister. But this little O-ring here, this one is not in good condition. I do not want to try to reuse that. The whole lip's gone off of it right here. I'm going to have to see if I can find anything like that to go back in that spot. That sucks. So I found a gasket that fit it. Apparently one of the oil seals that goes on one of my other vehicles or tractors or something happened to be the same one, and I had a whole drawer full of them. So I'm thinking that's going to work. I was lucky on that one. Otherwise, I had to go on back to the parts store to try to find the right gasket for that. And that would have been a pain in the butt. I'm glad that I found one. I'm hoping that it's the right size, or at least close enough that it seals up. It took a minute or two to get it to go down into the groove, but it looks like it went down in pretty decent. We're gonna get that snugged up. We'll get our drain plug back in place, and we're gonna get it filled back up with oil, and hopefully that that thing won't be leaking everywhere. I really hope it doesn't, but time will tell. We'll see. Okay, we are down here underneath the tractor, getting ready to drain the rest of the oil out of here. Hopefully our drain plug isn't stripped off here. Is it over tightened? Sure it is. Absolutely. Why wouldn't it be? There we go. That's a good sign that it has oil in it. That's not a bad thing. Looking at the plug here, ew, look at that sludge. Look at all that. Oh yeah. That's nasty. We're going to clean that out real well. And let this drain for a while. I want to get as much of that old oil out of there as possible. And we're going to replace this old oil with some fresh stuff. I am planning on using this tractor during the winter, and so I'm gonna be running a multi-grade oil in it, as I do with all of my equipment, because here in Ohio the winters do get fairly cold, and I don't know how much there's always the debates on what oil to run and what's best, and this is better. One person prefers this brand or whatever. If you guys want to leave something in the comments and debate it, that's cool. But for me personally, I use the oils that I know are good for this tractor. I've done a bunch of research, and I've gone to a bunch of oils classes through work and some different things, and the diesel oils are very, very good for older engines. They are a little bit thicker for engines that have a little bit more wear on them. The additive packages, yes, you could argue that the additive packages are a little bit aggressive because of being diesel, but I choose to use diesel oil in most of my older engines and vehicles. I would not suggest using diesel oil on a newer engine. The tolerances in the engine are so much tighter that you do not want to use anything but what the manufacturer recommends on them. But for this tractor, we are going to be using, I think we've got Mobile Delvac in there. I think it's a 1540, something like that. That's what we're going to be using on this tractor, because that's what works real well for the older engines. So on this particular tractor, the engine oil fill is, if I can get it to focus on it, is over here, right there. So I'm going to take this off, and I'm going to put a funnel in there, and I'm going to fill it from right there. It's focusing on another spot, but this is the only place I can get, the only place that I can get the camera in because of the loader on here. So right there is where we're going to fill the engine oil. So I'm going to get a funnel in there, and we are using a Chevron SAE 15W40. This is a diesel, heavy-duty diesel engine oil that we're using today for this. So we're going to top this off. Down here on the oil pan, there we go. There are two petcocks. There's one here and one up here. There's one that's higher than the other one. So what you want to do is you want to open the top one. The engine oil level is supposed to be between these two. So we're going to open this top one, and as we start to fill up there, when it starts running out that top one, we will stop filling and we'll close the petcock on it. And that's how you check your engine oil level on the Farmall M. So I was about to do this, and I'm actually quite surprised here, because this isn't just a petcock. This is actually the original dipstick. Apparently these things they break off often and go down in there. I don't know. It's still got the original one here, so we're gonna just set that in there and top this off with oil and see what we get.